Here is Elvis.
Well, hello to you. Speak up, young lady.
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
She's so right. And that means that there will be a global Elvis worldwide shout-out in a minute. Will it be you? Well, welcome once again to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. I am absolutely delighted that you've joined me. What with the good weather, we're having really, really good weather in England and Ireland, the UK and Ireland. I suppose I could put it that way. And also there's a bit of a tennis match going on as well, I understand. So if you're into tennis, you will probably be watching this on playback. You won't be watching me live. I appreciate the why. So, yes, welcome to the ultimate Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel, the global Elvis community channel. And that means that what I do now is I give you a worldwide shout out. Somebody somewhere is going to get a worldwide shout out because as you are aware, Elvis's fandom is worldwide. So I asked people to send me in their locations where they watch this channel from, and then I could give them a shout out, and we could all go, wow, yeah. Well, does it really surprise me that Elvis has a fan in Kauai, Hawaii? And it's Donna Guys. Hi, Donna. Thanks very, very much for joining us from Kauai in Hawaii. And that is this week's global shout out, and there will be another worldwide shout out next week, and I've got quite a few entries, so I'll hold off probably on asking you to send in your locations for a few weeks, and then I'll give you the heads up and you can start sending them in again. So what have we got? Well, one of the big things we've got this week is Fan of the Month winner. I will be spinning at the end of the show. I will be spinning the wheel of fortune, and I think there's about 18 names on it, believe it or not, and one of those is going to be the lucky winner of the Fan of the Month, and a prize will obviously be winging its way to that person. We've got a topic, Elvis's Mario Lanza moment, this day in Elvis history, a live poll that actually ties in with that topic, Dylan's Elvis tale, underrated Elvis song, a song I wish Elvis had recorded, Caption the photo, smoking hot photo.
Oh, he's so hot.
Yes, he is. You can, of course, call me later on, free on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and also Discord. I see there's already a couple of people in the queue for Discord. So join the Discord queue if you're a member of our Discord server. If you haven't joined yet, that's okay, because there is an invite below in the comment section. Not the comment section. I think it's the, I don't know what you call it, section. The description box, I suppose, of this video. So click on that and it gives you an invite and you're in. No more to be said, really, apart from, of course, we have to do one of these.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 1.
I love Hidden Elvis, and this was actually sent in by, I believe, Joseph. Thanks, Joseph. You can, of course, send in 4 clues as well if you wish for Hidden Elvis, and it goes like this. Clue number 1, Ozzie and Harriet. Okay, now you might already get it from that if you're very clever, but please don't put the answer in the chat yet, because I'll be looking, to sort of give everybody a chance, and then after the 4th clue, I'll ask you what you think the Hidden Elvis is. What was it last week? It was the Houston Astrodome last week, and then you can all put your answers in. What you think it is after the 4th clue. Now, the quiz. Oh, yes, the quiz. Let me see. It's B-sides. Elvis B-sides. I've got to give you... Oh, there's Chris. Hi, Chris. Chris is in the chat, and she's going to be helping me moderate and tell me who gets the answer right first. And also Arkansas Dave. Hi, Dave. Dave helps me as well. So I'm going to give you an A side, and you've got to tell me what the B side was when it was originally released. So let's have a look at this. I've got to go down and make sure. Oh, yeah, before we go any further, there's only 1 week left to Elvis Evolution. I know there are some people who are going almost straight away. And also, if you're watching this and you are going to go to the first week of Elvis Evolution and you want to come on and tell us, give us a little bit of a review or anything like that, or even if you don't want to actually come on the show and tell us, you can send me an email or a text or anything like that and give me your review of Elvis Evolution. Because we're very, very interested to know what Elvis Evolution is like, and also we would prefer if it's a sort of an unbiased sort of review. You know, I mean, there are people that do have sort of agendas like that, and sort of, you know, don't wish to sort of give Elvis or these things that go around about Elvis any good, you know, good feedback. So if somebody wants to come on and is going to be completely agendaless and tell us good, bad, and indifferent, then I would really, really, really like to hear that. I really would. So that's the Elvis Evolution, and stand by, everybody, for the quiz, the B-side quiz, and I'll start you off with a very, very easy one, and it is, what was the B-side to Kentucky Rain? Okay, so let's see, is there any... Oh, wow, almost straight away. Dylan says, Mama Like the Roses. Ian Mackay says, My Little Friend. Don says, My Little Friend. Tony says, My Little Friend. Oh, John Rowley says, Memories. Okay, I've got to tell you that it was Don Dowham. Hopefully I've got your surname right, Don. Let's just have a look. Dowhan. Right. So, Don Dowhan. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot to ask, what colour ink will I use on the pen? I'm not using the pens, you know, the ones with the 1956 and 1957 Jailhouse Rock and all that. I've reverted back to this one tonight. So, what colour would you like? Would you like blue, red, black, or green? Pat says black, so black it is. Well done, Pat. Okay, black. And Don Dowhan. Okay, Don? Don Dowhan. Now, I think I changed the jingle. I believe I did anyway. So you are going to get this jingle, Don.
Flippy. Real flippy.
That's right, I did. I was so busy during the week that I forgot that I changed it to
Flippy, real flippy.
Okay, now, and I've got just to show you that it was My Little Friend. There it is, My Little Friend and Kentucky Rain. Okay, now the next one is, what was the B-side to Dave says, bring back the stables. Yeah, get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around. Right. What was the B-side to Tell Me Why? The flippy jingle, says Dylan. Juliana says that's a good jingle. Now, I thought that would trip people up. I really did, but I've seen sort of 3 or 4 people already say Blue River, and it was actually Blue River. And Juliana says, dang y'all are fast. Yeah, never ceases to amaze me how fast people are with these quizzes. Really, really fast. Roseanne Dalby. Hi, Roseanne, says Blue River. Okay, so Chris says it was Brian Roberts, and I believe it was Brian Roberts. Well done, Brian. I hope you're enjoying your quiz prize that you won, the Blu-ray of King Creole. Yeah. Right, well done, Brian. And Brian, you are...
Flippy. Real flippy.
And that means that Brian's name will go on the Wheel of Fortune next month. Okay, now. Oh, and just to prove, there it is. Tell me why Blue River. Well done, everybody. I see a lot of people getting these correct, and I am really, really impressed. Really impressed how quickly you get them. Now, what was the B-side to I Feel So Bad? Hello, Purple Green. Hi, Rossi. Hi, Helen. Dylan says Dirty, Dirty Feeling. John says Little Sister. Mike M says A Mess of Blues. Don Dowan says Lonely Man. Juliana says Wild in the Country. Tony Jones, Wild in the Country. Rossi, Wild in the Country. Roseanne, Wild in the Country. David Lohman says Latest Flame. Okay, would you believe it is young Juliana because it is Wild in the Country? And just to prove it, there you are. I Feel So Bad. And then in small print, and I'm afraid it is in small print, it says Wild in the Country, just to the right of Elvis's hair there. So well done, Juliana. Impressed, very impressed, because Juliana is quite a new fan. She's only been an Elvis fan for a couple of years. So well done, Juliana. I really, I'm impressed. And of course, you are...
Flippy. Real flippy.
Okay. Question number 4. I want you, I need you, I love you. And I'm not talking to you. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying, what was the B-side of I want you, I need you, I love you? I'm in one of those moods tonight. Okay, let's see what the people on the chat say. Dylan says Tutti Frutti. Okay. Helen says My Baby Left Me. Pat says My Baby Left Me. Juliana says, Brian says, oh, John says Any Way You Want Me. Vincenzo says My Baby Left Me. Mike M says Money Honey. Okay. Right. Would you believe that it is My Baby Left Me? And we've got Helen Ludlow. Congratulations, Helen Ludlow, because, and to prove it, there it is. I want you, I need you, I love you. CW, complete with, I believe CW means complete with, My Baby Left Me. Helen, you are...
Flippy. Real flippy.
And your name is on the Wheel of Fortune next month. Don't forget, that Wheel of Fortune will be spun later on to see who is the winner of June's fan of the month. I nearly forgot what month we were in then. I really did. Okay. So, number 5. What was the B-side of Money Honey? Money Honey. Don't know whether this one will trip you up or not. David Lohman says, I feel like a novice. Dylan says, Shake, Rattle and Roll. Tony, Tutti Frutti. Juliana, One-Sided Love Affair. Mike M says Tutti Frutti. That's 2 for Tutti Frutti. A lot of one-sided love affairs are coming in. Juliana says, phew, I typed that fast. Well, do you know what? your speed didn't let you down because it is One-Sided Love Affair. And to prove it, there it is. Money Honey, One-Sided Love Affair. Okay. And yeah, well done. Well done, Juliana. That's 2 tonight.
Flippy. Real flippy.
Juliana, written in black, as chosen by you. Now, what is or was the B-side to Green, Green Grass of Home? There you are. What do you think of that? Cheers, everybody. Oh, I can see why you said that, Dylan. Yeah, bringing it back. Juliana says memories. Brian says thinking of you. Can't allow that, unfortunately. But I can allow thinking about you, which is thinking about you, baby. Let's see now. We need to do a little bit of sorting out here. Thinking about you, Mike M. I can't, Rossi. I'm sorry, I can't really allow thinking about you, baby, but I can allow thinking about you, which was Mike M. So we're going to go with Mike M. All the best, Mike M. Well done. And just to prove it, we have Green, Green Grass of Home. So we have Green, Green Grass of Home. RCA 2635, and then we have the backside RCA 2635, Thinking About You, and then we also have a spec sheet saying release pressing details, Green, Green Grass of Home, B-side, Thinking About You. So well done. Oh, Mike, you are
Flippy. Real flippy.
Yeah. Keep drinking the water, Steve, because it is quite warm at the moment. Oh, and by the way, anybody that kindly bought me, donated, buy me a coffee to the to this channel, thank you very, very much. It's very, very, very much appreciated, and it goes back in to the running costs of this channel. That's basically what it goes into. And I do on occasion buy myself coffee with the money that comes in for Buy Me a Coffee, because it makes sense. So what I do is I drink the coffee to keep me going through the evenings and early nights when I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do and assemble this live show. So it doesn't go amiss. It really does not go amiss if you buy me a coffee. And you can do that by using the link below, or you see over there, it says link in the description box, or scan the QR code, and you can, you can. And if you don't want to do that, you can also buy me a coffee by donating via PayPal. So there's loads of ways you can buy me coffee. Now, thanks very much to everybody that took part in the Fan of the Month quiz. All those people that got that right. Don Dowhan, Brian Roberts, Juliana twice, Helen Ludlow and Mike M. Your names will be on the Wheel of Fortune next month. Now, July 13th, 2025, Elvis's Mario Lanza moment. Now, last week's topic, Battle of the Albums. If you were watching last week, you'll know why I'm going to say this in a minute. If you didn't see last week's, check it out, because it was a great, great show. It really was. And we did a Battle of the Albums between Something for Everybody and Potluck with Elvis. And it actually led me to this week's topic, Elvis's Mario Lanza moment. It was during a discussion with someone last week about the song There's Always Me, that obviously was on the Something for Everybody album. Someone said the ending to that song was like Elvis's Mario Lanza moment. Great. Okay. And that got me thinking. We know that Elvis greatly admired Mario. In fact, Baz Luhrmann even sneaked a reference into the movie about it. It's that It's the sequence where Elvis is sat at the piano and they're waiting for Steve Allen to arrive to do the rehearsals, and Elvis goes, are they really going to cancel me? Is Steve Allen really going to cancel me? And Tom Parker says yes, and they're going to replace you with the greatest singer of all time. And Elvis goes, Mario Lanza? So we know exactly how Elvis thought of Mario Lanza, and we've heard him say in interviews as well, how much he admires him. He even had Mario Lanza on his jukebox in Graceland. So there you are. When we listen to Elvis's 60s recordings, what do we regard as his Mario Lanza moments? I'm sure he had more than one. I've already mentioned There's Always Me, but how about It's Now or Never? That wonderful ringing G at the end of It's Now or Never, on the word love, the final time he sings the word love. You can literally hear it pinging off the walls of Studio B. And then there's Surrender. Okay. And there's a story connected with the recording of this particular gem. Elvis was determined to rise to the challenge after It's Now or Never. And during the first few takes of Surrender, he held back, not wanting to blow out his voice before the band had nailed the arrangement. By take 4, the band had sorted out the song's distinctive spy movie intro, and they were ready. But Elvis wasn't, and he missed the difficult high notes. After several more blown takes, Ray Walker, the Jordanaires bass singer, took an obviously distressed Elvis aside during a break. Retiring to the only place that afforded any privacy, the bathroom, Ray proceeded to show Elvis an exercise in breath control. Demonstrating how to use the stomach for projection, a technique that requires the singer to heave as if about to throw up. Walker gave the singer the trick he needed to clear the hurdle. Elvis practiced, then returned to the studio, and in 8 tries finally produced an ending that could be spliced onto the otherwise perfect take number 4. If the recording sounded a little more muffled than the usual crystal clear studio sound that we're used to hearing from Studio B, it may have been because engineer Bill Porter was spending a fair amount of time in the bathroom himself with an upset stomach that caused him to be heaving himself between mixdowns and recording. So that really is what the topic is this week. And the topic Elvis hit a high C recording Surrender. Did he, Tim? Thanks very much. That's good to know. I wasn't sure. I know it's a G that he hits at the end of It's Now or Never. I'm really going to sort of throw it over to you now, because this leads nicely now into the poll. And the poll is, I think I might just have to close my window. There seems to be a little bit of noise coming in. You probably can't hear that, but I can hear it. So, the poll is, what do you think was Elvis's Mario Lanza moment from the 60s? I'll just take that off a minute because I want to show my face and say from the 60s. Okay, we could do the 1970s at a later date. So let me, throw it over to you, and I'm going to say, what do you think was Elvis's Mario Lanza moment? It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, Surrender, or another, and you can comment in the chat. So hopefully that will come up now. Yes, it does. It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, Surrender, or another comment in the chat. please get voting on that. I see votes coming in already. Remember, if you do want to put another one in the chat, you can, but make sure it's the 60s. And the 60s is because we might even do a Mario Lanza moment from the 70s, because I think that the 60s and the 70s definitely deserve being separated and given their own Mario Lanza moment. Now, with no further ado, we do this.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 2.
Okay, Hidden Elvis, clue number 2 is Pink Paisley. There. Now, I bet you a lot of people are going to get it from that, but please don't put it in the chat yet, because I'm just going to close that window, so you might see me just disappear for a second. How's that? Sorry about that. Okay, so just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Edward says it's a hard choice. My chat is playing up, says Joe. Mine seems to be looking fine, actually, I must admit. I've actually also discovered what the top fans mean, actually. And if you click on the top fans, it tells me that Ian Mackay at the moment is the first one, then Jane, John Rowley, Tony Jones, Bossa Nova, Brian Roberts is number 8, Rhubarb, Mike M is number 10. It's all to do, I think, with the number of times, how often you actually comment on the live chat. So at the moment, Ian is number 1. I was wondering what that crown was for a couple of weeks, but that's basically what it is anyway. Top fans. As far as I'm concerned, every one of you is a top fan. That's for sure. Now, we've done that. We've done the topic, and you are, as I can see, voting away on It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, Surrender, or Another, and you put it in the chat. But just bear in mind... yeah, see, Vincenzo there says Hurt was another Mario Lanza moment. Yeah, but that was 70s. That was 70s. We're only doing 60s this week, Vincenzo. So if we stick to the 60s, brilliant. And I don't know whether you can think of another 60s song that could warrant a Mario Lanza moment. Maybe you can. I don't know. But those are the ones that I've thought of anyway. It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, and Surrender. Now... oh yes, I've got to put this on my screen, although I won't be able to hear him. Here we go.
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis Tale.
Hello, young Dylan.
Hello, young Steve. How are you?
Oh, do you know what? I keep forgetting to turn that off. Yeah, how are you, young sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
And tell me this: how does this new microphone sound?
It sounds very warm. I can feel your dulcet tones coming through very clearly.
Oh, it sounds very warm, does it? Okay, viewers, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I do actually have a new microphone. The other one was starting to play up, so and I showed Dylan, and he says, "Oh, is that a new toy?" I said, "Yeah," and I thought I'll ask Dylan how it sounds, and he says it sounds warm.
It does. It's very warm.
Speaking of which, it's very warm where we are at the moment, isn't it?
Tell me about it.
And you were doing a show yesterday in, what was it, double denim?
Double denim in 28-degree heat. How about that for dedication?
All I can say is, you fool, you fool.
I know. What a fool am I, as the song goes.
Right, so where will we start?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody because you just reminded me about the show yesterday. So if you watched it yesterday, thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate it. Whether you watched it live or on playback, all of it counts, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed performing it, because I had a blast.
Yeah, because it was Dylan at the movies, wasn't it?
It was done in the movies with a special 70s encore at the end.
And also, you did a special for me. You didn't sort of say this is for Steve, but I knew it was for me. You did Spin Out.
I did.
Yeah.
And you wasn't there?
No, because about 5 minutes before your show started, visitors turned up. But I did watch it on. I did watch it on playback, and Spin Out was second, I think, wasn't it, or third, something like that. And I thought, second. He's quietly dedicating this to me. I know he is.
No, yeah, I was. So I'm glad that people enjoyed it. And talking of shows, I have planned my next one, actually.
Oh, go on. Tell us all about it.
So it's going to be August 16th, which, of course, we all know what day that is. Mm-hmm. And it actually falls on a Saturday. So I decided, well, to kind of mark the occasion, let's do a show. So that's what I'm going to do.
And what time are you going to do it? Because it'll probably clash with mine. Because I that's another thing I have to tell everybody. I will be doing a show on the 16th, not Sunday the 17th, because I'm going away on the morning of the 17th. So it's not going to clash with mine, is it?
Mine's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, it's not going to, because I'll probably do mine at 7:30. The normal time, just a day earlier.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm going to do mine at 1 o'clock, and it's going to be a recreation of the 6J special.
Oh, right, okay.
Special because obviously it's a special day, so
yeah.
Let's do a special.
Yeah. Now we've discussed this, haven't we? And we're saying, Elvis wouldn't want us to be too sad. In fact,
no, and like I say that in my post every year, that even though we know it's a sad day, but it should be a day of celebration and a day of just celebrating the fact that he left us with so much to listen to.
Exactly.
Over the 24 years that he was singing.
Yeah.
So, it is a sad day, but I always like to have a little bit of joy on that day.
Yeah, I mean, we could go and mope around and all that, but I don't think he'd want that. So, it sounds good. 1968 NBC TV special sounds pretty damn good to me.
So, that's what it's telephone about.
Right, I'm going to ask you about the Mario Lanza moment. Me and Dylan have been talking about the Mario Lanza moment during the week as well. But I didn't ask him what he'd picked. So, out of those three, or have you got one of your own?
It's always me.
There's always me. Okay.
Yep. I've always said that because actually, remember years ago when ITV did that poll thing, and it was like the nation's favorite Elvis song.
Yeah, and I think did it come out as Always on My Mind or something? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Sheeran actually went on record and said that It's Now or Never was his Mario Lanza moment. So that's where I first heard it. But I truly believe that There's Always Me with his Mario Lanza moment. And it's not necessarily about how high the note is, because it's not that high of a note to hit. It's the power that he puts behind it that makes it sound high.
Actually, to me, as he's singing that final "There's Always Me," it's almost like he's holding himself back. Actually, he's not giving it the full strength. So yeah. True.
This is just what Steve. I didn't think of that. That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Okay, right. So we've got Dylan's Elvis tale.
Okay. All right. This is a doozy. This. So. Everybody just ignore the date that's on the bottom of the thing, because that's wrong.
Yes.
The date is irrelevant.
Okay.
The date is actually August 11th dinner show. But it says 1969, I think.
I think it says 1969. Or I might even have cut it off, so we don't even have to worry about that. I might have cut it off. I think I trimmed it off. I'm not sure. I'm going to show the one where he's shading his eyes, first of all.
Well, that's the main picture.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. It's on the screen now.
All right, so I saw this picture, and under the caption, it said that he was shading his eyes because he spotted Priscilla in the audience. So that got me thinking. I was like, okay, let's see if there's any truth to this. So I got in contact with all my Elvis Brainiac friends to see if they could shed any light on this. They didn't have a clue, which I thought, okay. If my Elvis Brainiac friends don't have a clue, this must be a real head scratcher. In steps my dear friend Jo, who is watching right now. Her parents saw Elvis from the 10th to the 14th of August.
Wow. So first of all, very, very lucky people.
Very lucky people. And I asked Joe, I said, do your parents recall seeing Priscilla in any other shows apart from the 10th, which we know she was at because there's photos of her. She's in like a red shirt.
She always went to the opening and closing nights.
Yeah. Well, and Joe gave me the golden bit of information that was needed to solve this. Joe told me that Priscilla was there from the 10th to the 14th also, which means that Priscilla was definitely there on the 11th. So I am almost 100% certain that Elvis is shading his eyes because he saw Priscilla in the audience.
Okay, so let's show this second picture now, okay? Now, it says, Elvis Presley spots his wife Priscilla and her friend Joan Esposito, the wife of Joe Esposito. And then this is the part that's wrong. International Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada, 1969. Now, I am going to just blow this up a little bit because so that the people can see, because we've got a bubble over Joni and Priscilla, and it really, really does look like Priscilla and Joan in that bubble. In that bubble.
So if anyone was wondering if there was any truth to that, I now know that there is. So hopefully that kind of sheds some light for people.
And also tell me this, right? What is the line that Elvis is singing as he's shading his eyes?
Would I still see suspicion in your eyes?
Aha. So he's singing that line and then he's looking at Priscilla up the back there. Well, not up the back. She's she's not that far away actually. We can actually, she's near the front. We can see Elvis just in the sort of center bottom of the picture I'm showing now actually. And I got to admit, blowing that up, it does look like Priscilla and Joni Esposito, I must admit. Yeah. So that's Yeah,
and in fact, the line actually goes, "Would I still see suspicion in your eyes?" That's how it actually.
And then he's looking at Priscilla.
So there you go. And I've just sung for everybody, which I feel like I've never sung for everybody. There you go.
Thank you very, very much. Not on this show, anyway. Hey, I tell you, I hope we don't get a copyright strike after that.
Oh yeah, oops.
No. You should be okay. You should be okay for just for one line. We should be okay. Right, you're going to tease next week's.
Yeah. So this just kind of proves how daft I am because I should have done next week's tale this week in light of the movie show, but you know I just didn't think of doing it, so I'm doing it next week. I'm going to talk to you guys about what I think are two of the most cleverly put together and cleverly written movie songs.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'll be looking forward to that. So the two of the most cleverly written movie songs.
And cleverly put together.
Cleverly put together.
And trust me, you would not think that these two songs would be in the same sentence together. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, so not one of them isn't Old MacDonald, is it?
No, but it is on that kind of wavelength.
Right. Okay. Great. Okay, young sir.
So, thank you.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis tale.
Bump. Yes. Thanks, Dylan, for that very, very interesting Elvis tale. And now we have got Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so are you going to tell me what you think was Elvis's Mario Lanza moment?
It's now or never.
Oh, right. So right at the very, very end when he sings Love, that you think that was his Mario Lanza moment?
Yeah.
I don't know. Has anybody else put anything else in from the 60s in the chat? Do you know? I can't think of anything else in 1960s that could be a Mario Lanza moment. No, maybe I thought of all three of them. So very good. All right. Cheers, Vincenzo.
Okay, Steve.
All the best. Bye-bye. Okay, and now we have Juliana. If I can just get Juliana up and say, hello, Juliana.
Oh, how are you?
Doing really well.
Oh, good. Awesome. You know, you were just asking Vincenzo about if there were any other good, 60s Mario Lanza moments.
Yes.
And somebody, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again, but somebody had mentioned that there's a bit of a Mario Lanza moment in Guadalajara.
Oh, That's true. I never thought of Guadalajara. Yeah.
It was really, I don't remember who said it. It might have been, I don't know anymore. But it was a little while back there. But it was a good point because of course, that movie tends to get really overlooked. But that was a good point because it's a impressive song.
He does actually finish it with a bit of a flourish and a bit of a Mario Lanza moment. So I could have put that as the fourth choice actually. Yeah, Guadalajara. Yeah. Oh, I'm always impressed. I'm always impressed with the actual the language he's singing in. Because it's not his first language, obviously.
Right. No, I actually watched that for the first time. What was it? Earlier this year. I want to say like in May maybe. And the first thing I was like struck by was how well pronunciated he was with a language that wasn't his.
Yeah.
It really struck me, honestly. It was very impressive. But I mean, outside of that, because you had just said something, so I wanted to get that out of the way. But I chose It's Now or Never. And I know that's a very basic answer, but it's a classic one, and he really hits the notes on it. So
yeah, I mean, what would he have been? He would have been 25 when he sang "It's Now or Never," wouldn't he have been? That's quite an amazing vocal he put out there for a 25-year-old.
Mm-hmm. And it was quite a departure from what his typical song sounded like as well. At least in my opinion, because you've got the classic rock songs that he was doing, or classic rock and roll songs like Hound Dog and all that, and he had his ballads, but I don't think he truly had anything quite like that. And There's Always Me and Surrender and things like that. Especially in the early 60s, everyone was so used to 1956 rock and roll Elvis with the moves and everything. I think this was a really good chance for him to show him, I can sing rock and roll, but also I can do this.
Yeah. Now, I said earlier on that we'll probably do one for the 1970s as well. I am going to have a big difficulty shortlisting 4 for the 70s. You see, this is the problem I have. YouTube only gives you 4 options for a poll, and I can think of at least 6 or 7 already for the 70s. Maybe we should do 70s part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. My first thought, I was trying to think of all of them. I mean, clearly the first one you're going to think of is Hurt.
Unchained Melody.
The other one's off the top of my head.
Unchained Melody.
Yeah, Unchained Melody. And there's so many different ones. In the 70s, he really leaned into the power ballads and things like that.
Another one that's just come to mind as well, Rags to Riches. There's those as well that could go down as the 70s.
Yeah, so it's definitely. I was saying in the chat earlier, it's definitely going to be something of a topic that I think would be worth. Oh, and see, Dylan just said, "I'll Never Fall in Love Again." That was the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah,
that one is really good as well. So I definitely think it would be worth it as a topic because there's just a lot you could talk about with even just the 70s Mario Lanza moments. Because again, it's just one of those things. I feel like I'm a broken record saying this, but there are certain, almost stereotypes that people think of when you say the name Elvis. And when you're thinking about his songs, you don't think about his opera voice, almost, I'll call it. Nobody thinks about how much of a range he has. They just think of his, early 50s rock and roll songs or Burning Love or something like that. And those are good songs. But if you really look into his catalog of songs and everything and look at all the different songs that he did. Now we know this, but that man could sing. And most people just look at Hound Dog and it's like, oh yeah, he's all right. No, go listen to Hurt, try and sing that yourself and then come back.
Yeah. Was it Charlie Hodge that said that Elvis had one of the widest vocal ranges known? And I think Freddie Mercury was another one as well, I believe. He had a very wide vocal range.
So, yeah.
But he did. I don't think Freddie had the bass that Elvis had. Elvis had an incredible bass near the end of his life.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the one song I've been really listening to, because I've been really listening to a lot of country of his lately, and the one song that really kind of proves that to you is The Fool. I mean, the man goes real low in that. And then, you know, he turns around and does, you know, Hurt or Rags to Riches or something. And it's like, how much of a range do you have to do both of those songs within a couple of years?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, listen, he was just the full package. Not only did he have the vocal range, he had the look. He had the looks.
Yeah.
He had the personality. He had the, you know, he just had it all. He was just the complete package, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. He was just one heck of a guy.
Someone just pointed out another good one too. Is What Now My Love. And It's Over. I just thought of that one too.
Yeah, that's right. That's another one.
Really, really
I definitely think the Mario Lanza moment for the 1970s is going to have to be split into 2 parts.
Yeah, there's just too many, and even then, I don't think I could pick just one.
Yeah,
because
I know.
What Now My Love is like one of my favorites.
Yeah. It's like trying to pick your favorite child. You know, trying to pick your favorite Elvis song. Trying to pick your favorite child. Impossible. All right, Juliana. Is that it, or anything else? I could talk to you all day. I really could.
So.
Okay. All right. Talk to you again.
Have a good rest of your day.
Same to you. Bye. Okay, yeah, and we move on now to we move. This is a new caller here actually, and it's James. James, it says Elvis is my king. James, can you hear me, James?
Hello.
Hiya, James. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm not such a new of a watcher. I've been watching your channel for a long time.
All right.
I've not really been interacting that much. I've just been like chilling, watching it, and you know, just listening to what everyone's got to say. Really.
Well, welcome on the show. I can hear from that accent that you're from England. Is that correct?
I am. I'm from Lincolnshire, which is country, county farmers. Type place.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really a place for an Elvis fan to be in.
Well, as we know from the worldwide shoutouts, you know, Elvis has got everywhere. He covers the whole globe. There's nowhere, the 4 corners of the earth. There's nowhere that Elvis hasn't reached. How long have you been a fan?
I've been a fan since the early age of my life. I started off by because I was brought up with a 50s and 60s background, basically.
Right.
So that for me, the 50s and 60s is like the modern music for me. And I was brought up as a Roy Orbison fan.
Oh.
But then I think as I got later on in my life, I found Elvis and never turned back since. You know.
Yeah.
So I still love Roy. But I'm more passionate for Elvis than.
Well, we know that Roy and Elvis had a great liking for each other, a great respect for each other as well.
Yeah, but that's how it all started. I started as a Roy Orbison fan, and then worked my way with Elvis.
Yeah, I think somebody might be able to correct me on this, but did Roy write Only the Lonely for Elvis, but Elvis didn't either? He didn't get to see it, he didn't get to hear it, and so Roy did it himself, or something like that. I think it was something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there's one song which Elvis didn't get to see it of Roy doing the song, and I can't remember what the title was called. But going on to your question today.
Oh yes.
Which is I can't even pronounce it.
Oh, a Mario Lanza moment. It's not easy to say.
It's been a long day for me. It's been a long day. So. But I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna be a bit different. I'm gonna have to say Surrender.
Right. Okay.
Because that the high note at the end is where I believe it is. You know, like you were saying, he struggled to get to the high note, which took him about 8 tries or 8 takes.
That's right.
But I think once he got it, it was just like, it was there. It was a
Mario Lanza moment. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a gentle song until the end, isn't it? Yeah. Then he tonight, he hits that tonight right at the very, very end.
Yeah. It's like it's like rocking someone to sleep,
Yeah.
but then at the end being real in your face and a bit outgoing.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
It's brilliant, but for me it's got to be Surrender, which is a bit different for what people are saying. People are saying it's Now or Never, but for me it's Surrender. So yeah.
Were you listening last week when we did the battle of the albums between Potluck and Something for Everybody?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how I got the idea for this week's topic. I thought, well, hang on. Somebody said, that they thought There's Always Me was a Mario Lanza moment. And I thought, oh, that's a really good idea. Let's see what the fans think was Elvis's 1960s Mario Lanza moment.
I want to suggest a topic which I think would be a really nice topic to talk about, because we don't really focus, but I think it'll be like really nice for one episode to focus on like Elvis during the army and the army days.
Yes,
I just think it'll be interesting to find out how this rock and roll singer went into the army and was not treated any special to all the other men, and I just think it'd be a nice topic to cover.
Yeah, we could probably do that. We could probably do it around the March-April time when he actually went in and came out again. That would sort of make a nice sort of theme to it. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Elvis's army and how he actually survived it all, and how when he came out, he thought it was when he went in March of 1958. He thought it was all over. He was convinced that when he came back out, nobody would even remember who he was, what he'd done, or anything. So it just goes to show, doesn't it?
And it's also amazing how Elvis had a lot of respect for the men in the army, because he's seen people who's gone to war and not returned, which I think Elvis was quite lucky to go into war and then return to a career.
Yeah.
Which many folks sadly didn't, and I think he knew that, and I think that's why he had a lot of respect for the army and didn't say anything bad about his fellows and his soldiers, and so he had a lot of respect after the army days, I think.
Yeah, and I also heard that the rest of the troop and the crew and everybody that came into contact with Elvis when he was in the army for the 2 years thought what a great guy he was. They all thought he was going to get special treatment and all that. And he said, but when they saw I was doing everything that they were doing, no special treatment, they thought, well, he's just like us, So yeah.
Well, you would have thought that, because obviously back in time it was a raise to fame single on he wasn't like in the top there yet, but he was rising every day. Even during the army he was still rising. I
mean,
he sold more copies in the army than he did when he wasn't in the army. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, for all the bad things we say about Parker, he did do a good job of keeping Elvis in the limelight while he was away for 2 years. That's I will give credit where credit's due for that anyway.
I mean, I give Tom Parker a little bit of credit, but I'm not a big fan of the guy. So
no, yeah, it's kind of hard.
I won't give him too much credit, but I'll give him where he did good.
Yeah. Well, James, it's lovely to speak to you. I really appreciate you taking the time to call in. You say you've been listening and watching the show for quite a while, but this is the first time you've called in. Don't make it the last time you call in, though. That's the only thing.
I've always been quite, because obviously I know people are watching, so I've always been a bit nervous to call in, and that's why I've been saying, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it?
Well, I always say, don't be nervous because you're amongst friends. We're all Elvis fans together, so there's nothing to be nervous about. So lovely to speak to you. Thanks, James.
Okay, bye-bye.
All the best. Thanks. Bye-bye. What a lovely guy. What a lovely guy. Yes. Thanks, James. And we go on and we speak to Mags. Mags, are you there?
Hi, Steve.
Hello, my love. How are you?
I'm grand.
So what do you think of this Mario Lanza moment?
Oh no, this has got me completely because I'm a great Mario Lanza fan as well.
Oh, are you? Right. Oh, this is good. This is going to be interesting then.
No, the one I liked him singing was Guadalajara.
Oh, yeah.
And also the Ave Maria.
Okay.
Because Elvis sang that as well.
Yeah.
And there was another one, though. I'm not sure whether Elvis actually sang it, but I'm almost positive I've heard it on one of his gospel albums. Is I Walk with the Lord.
Okay. Or something maybe along the same sort of theme as that, probably.
Yeah, it's the one where it's in the Student Prince where Mario Lanza stood
right
in front of his father's coffin in state.
Okay.
Where he was the prince. And he sang it, and Elvis sang it exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gets you right in the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the Ave Maria for me would be the best one for Elvis.
Okay, now what about out of these three that I've listed here, It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, or Surrender, which one do you think is the most sort of Mario Lanza-esque, do you think?
I Surrender.
Surrender. Ah, right, because James said Surrender as well, the caller before you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what I think my Mario Lanza moment is near the end of the show, but you're saying Surrender anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Even though I did put anyone in the chat.
Oh, right.
There were a few comments in the chat which were good, which should have been on the list but weren't. So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Guadalajara, I hadn't even thought of that one until somebody mentioned it, but he definitely ends that on like a Mario Lanza song as well.
Yes, yeah, because that was about the bullfighting and everything else.
Aye, that's right. Yeah.
The Toreador.
Yeah, great movie actually. One of his better ones.
Brilliant.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say, Mags?
No. That's it. That's all.
Well, thank you very, very much for calling in, and it's always a pleasure to speak to you. I enjoyed every time you call in.
Oh, thank you.
All right. All the best.
All right.
Bye. And that I think that looks like the end of the callers for this week. Thanks to everybody that called in, as always. And you can actually be like James if you wish. James was sort of what we call a lurker, maybe. People say, I lurk in the background, Steve, but I don't call in. And James finally plucked up the courage to call in. And what a great call. They were all great calls. They really were. So that's it for this week. And we've got to remind you that we are still taking votes on what do you think was Elvis's Mario Lanza moment. It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, Surrender, or if you can think of another one, which people did, which was Guadalajara. We'll just mention it in the 60s, of course. You can put it in the chat. And I'd completely forgotten about Guadalajara. I could have used that as probably the fourth option. But of course, people have used it now as the fourth option by putting it in the chat. So we move on. Thanks to the callers again, of course.
It's time now for This Day in Elvis History.
Yes, it certainly is. This Day in Elvis History. And as always, we do have pictures to go along with This Day in Elvis History. July 13th. If this is a red letter day for you, if it's your birthday, anything like that, and you wanted to know what Elvis was doing down through the years, then in 1956, Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel was released. It was the first single that the A and B sides race each other up the charts. Within a few weeks, Hound Dog had risen to number 2 on the pop charts with sales of over 1 million. Wow. Soon after, it was overtaken by Don't Be Cruel, which went to number 1 on all 3 main charts, pop, country and R&B. And Elvis remained in Biloxi for most of July. Vernon and Gladys arrived to visit their son. And we've got another shot there of the Don't Be Cruel, a later release, the Gold Standard series. Alrighty, so what's next? I just need to do something to my screen here. Because it's not working properly. That's it. Now, 1957. We've got Anita Wood had dinner at Graceland with Elvis and his parents. Lovely Anita. 1961, Follow That Dream. He was shooting Follow That Dream. 1963, Viva Las Vegas with the beautiful Anne Margaret. 1964, Girl Happy. 1967, we have Speedway. And 1966 was Double Trouble. I forgot Speedway. There you are, there's Speedway. And then we've got Charo. Oh, there's Your Cowboy Girls. Okay, that could nearly be a smoking hot picture, couldn't it? In fact, it would nearly warrant this.
Oh, he's so hot.
Okay. 1975. Elvis performed at the International Convention Center, Niagara Falls, New York at 2:30 and 8:30 p.m. Let's have a look at the 2:30 show. Now, they're a little bit distant, a little bit far back, but you get the general idea. Jane says, love him in Charo. And Jane, you are number one. You're the number one fan this evening so far. And Mrs. EAP is number 2 and Chris is number 3. It all depends on how often you comment. So well done, Jane. You are number 1. Okay, so and let's have a look at the evening performance, the 8:30 show. Not quite sure what he's got in his hair there. Looks like a chrysanthemum. The Black Phoenix. Okay. 1976, Vernon Presley contacts Red, Sonny West and Dave Hebler to inform them that their services as bodyguards are no longer required. And we all know what happened after that. Okay, and in 1977, Elvis gave Ginger a car. That's our Elvis, definitely. And we move on.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 3.
And it's Susie Q. That's to go with Hidden Elvis. Clue number 1 was Ozzy and Harriet. And Pink Paisley was number 2. So, but don't, even if you know, don't tell us yet. I'll ask you after the 4th clue. Keep voting on what do you think was Elvis's Mario Lanza moment of the 1960s? Is it It's Now or Never, There's Always Me, Surrender, or Another? By commenting in the chat. And I know quite a lot of people were saying Guadalajara. Guadalajara, yes. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Let's move on to that. And let me just move that up a little bit. Now, a song I wish Elvis had recorded. Suggested by Yayota. Yayota, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, do forgive me, Yayota. And you can tell me how it should be pronounced and I'll get it right for next week. Kiss and Say Goodbye is a song by... It's a 1976 song by American R&B vocal group The Manhattans. It was written by the group member Winfred Lovett, the bass singer and songwriter of the group, who did the song's spoken introduction. The song was recorded for the album The Manhattans, released in 1976 by Columbia Records. Kiss and Say Goodbye became a worldwide success, appearing in the musical charts of countless countries, a top 10 hit in many countries, including number 1 in the US, Belgium, Netherlands, New Zealand, Europe, we've got European Hot 100 singles. The song was ranked number 1 in the US on all pop and R&B singles charts and was the biggest hit of 1976 and of the 1970s. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Yayota says, I believe this song would have been relatable to Elvis, considering it's about a love triangle situation. There is a spoken introduction, and Elvis's sensual voice would certainly catch your attention. It would have been great for him to speak more in songs than Are You Lonesome Tonight? Also, it's a song that would stand great with the background vocals of the Sweet Inspirations. Thanks, Yayota. I hope I'm getting your name right. And I will put a link below after the show, and you can listen to Kiss and Say Goodbye by the Manhattans. And also, you can leave your comments as well if you think, no, Elvis couldn't have sung that, or yeah, I wish you had sung that, in the description box below, in the comments below. And you also can join, you can send in your ideas for songs you wish Elvis had recorded. And this moves us on to this, of course.
It's time now for Caption the Photo.
More Wawa, as Elvis called it in 1969, because Lisa Marie used to call water Wawa, because it is still very, very hot over here, actually. And the caption was this. Yeah. Yes. What a shot. Oh, Elvis, I can feel your temperature rising. It's L'Oreal, honey, because I'm worth it. Ladies, are you sure my hair looks okay? It looks fine, Elvis. Real fine. You give me fever. There's another one. This is my heaven. Bless you, my son, for you have sinned with all of us. That's a naughty one. But the winner, as voted for by you, is Dylan's Wonderful World of Elvis. Well done, Dylan. And it's a good one, actually, because it's a play on words. And this gives a new meaning to hear 'em, scare 'em. And Dylan he's spelt hear 'em, H-A-I-R-U-M, hear 'em, scare 'em. So thanks for everybody that sent in their caption. Very clever, that one, Dylan. And the other ones were really, really good as well. We'll be doing another Caption This Photo from probably Tuesday onwards on the post tab of this channel. I suppose I should really close the poll, and let's have a look. It's Now or Never, is 57%. There's Always Me, only 12%. And 24% was Surrender. And another comment in chat, 7%, was probably Guadalajara, I would imagine. That's my guess, anyway. My Mario Lanza moment in the 60s, and as I say, the way we were discussing the other songs as well, I think what we should do is do a Mario Lanza moment from the 70s. But mine for the 60s is It's Now or Never. I just can't get over the way he hits that ringing G that you can hear pinging off the walls of Studio B. I always say that. If I listen to it 20 times a day, the hairs on the back of my neck would stick up 20 times a day. So that's... So no surprise there, 57% of the vote is It's Now or Never. I think we're getting near to unveiling who the winner is of last month's Fan of the Month quiz. But we do have to do underrated song. And this is chosen by Alan via Discord, and it's I Want You With Me, because again, probably this was spurned on by us doing the Battle of the Albums last week and Something for Everybody, and I mean, I Want You With Me was one of the tracks off the Something for Everybody, one of the ones that he laid down in an overnight recording session unbelievable, really, that he did all those songs, and there was one left over, I Feel So Bad, that wasn't actually put on Something for Everybody. I Slipped, I Stumbled, I Fell was put on there to make it 12, and I Feel So Bad was used as a single. So the songwriter was Woody Harris. It was recorded March 12th, 13th, 1961, an overnight recording session at Studio B. The Wrecking Crew, guitar Scotty Moore, Hank Garland, bass Bob Moore, DJ Fontana on the drums, Murray Buddy Harmon, piano Floyd Kramer, saxophone Homer Boots Randolph, the Jordanaires, Millie Kirkham, and unbelievably, I Want You With Me was done 2.5 takes, because the tryout was sort of like a 40-second burst. Then take 1 was complete, 2 minutes 20 seconds, and take 2 was the master, 2:13. Unbelievable, really, to think that he fired off I Want You With Me in just 2.5 takes, and so very, very, very vastly underrated. I would agree with Alan 180%, 200% that I Want You With Me is an underrated Elvis song. Link below if you haven't heard it, but I'm sure by now everybody has heard I Want You With Me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, this...
Hidden Elvis, fourth and final clue.
Okay, the fourth and final clue is what I've actually just mentioned there, the Wrecking Crew, which are sort of top elite recording session players. And I was wondering if anybody can now tell me what the Hidden Elvis is after Ozzie and Harriet, Pink Paisley, Susie Q, and the Wrecking Crew. And wow, look at all these coming in. Pat, well done, Pat. Mrs. EAP, Paul Gansky. Elaine, you are now fan number 2. Well done. Vincenzo, John, Jody Duggan, Edwidge, Juliana, Chris, David Lohman says Dean Martin. No, it's not Dean Martin. Yeah. Okay, it was actually James Burton. And how did we arrive at that? Well, Ozzie and Harriet, a television show featuring the Nelson family. It aired from 1952 to 1966, starting in the late 50s. The show featured Ricky singing his latest song at the end of each show. Songs such as Hello Mary Lou, Traveling Man. The guitarist in Ricky's band every week was James Burton, playing the very cool red Fender Telecaster. Pink Paisley, this is a very rare and showy Telecaster, introduced in 1968 and discontinued in 1969. When Elvis saw James with the striking Telecaster, he loved the look of it and requested that James use it on every show 1969 to 1977. Susie Q, it was James Burton who played on the original recording of this classic song by Dale Hawkins. The Susie Q riff is one of the most iconic R&R in history. James was 16 at the time. The Wrecking Crew, this group was so named, comprised the top session players in LA, 1960s and 70s. It comprised such talents as Carol Kay, Howard Roberts, Tommy Tedesco, to name just a few. James Burton was a key member of this elite collective, the best of the best. So, that is Hidden Elvis for this week. Thanks very much to Joseph for sending those 4 clues in. You can think of 4 Hidden Elvis clues and send them in to me, and I could use your Hidden Elvis on a future show. The only thing is, if you do send me in 4 clues, you can't take part, okay? You can't type it. You can't type the answer in at the end, okay? Don't do it. Right, that's underrated. You can, as I say, send me in your underrated songs, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis had recorded, funny caption photos. You can suggest a topic for discussion. I'm going to have to update that banner because you can also send in Hidden Elvis 4 clues as well. Yes. I would be very, very grateful if next to Elvis's head there, if you haven't done it already, if you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and also clicking the bell, turning it black for all notifications. And also you have to turn on your notifications on your phone as well. You have to go into YouTube and go notifications and turn them on as well. Right. Also coming up will be this. I still haven't decided when we're going to be doing the movie watch along, King Creole, but you can share your comments during the screening with other fans. This will be on Discord, of course, and the screening is to be confirmed, but it will be coming up in the next few weeks, and I will give you plenty of notice on I'll give you plenty of notice on Discord and Instagram, YouTube, everything, Twitter, all those. Just keep an eye out when we'll be doing it. So that's the watch along. I'm going to do next. I'm going to do the June quiz, the Wheel of Fortune. And as you can see, there's Vicky, Helen, Brent, Dylan, Juliana, Michael Riker, Vincenzo, Rossi, Mark Green, Jody Duggan, Bossa Nova Baby, Sally Billing, Beanie, Duncan Campbell, Jane Trainer, Brian Roberts, Pat Shepard, and Ruth Daniel. All those people are now going to get the chance to be the winner of the Fan of the Month quiz, and they will get an Elvis prize. So, without further ado, I will click on Elvis's face. Elvis is going to get dizzy spinning around, and who's it going to be? It was Brian Roberts last month, I believe. Oh, is it going to be Brian Roberts again? No. Pat. Congratulations, Pat Shepard. You are the winner of Elvis Fan of the Month quiz winner for June. Okay. Congratulations, Pat. And if you want to get in touch with me, and we can organise your prize. Congratulations, Pat. I think that's the best way of doing it, isn't it? Put everybody's name on the wheel and spin the wheel at the beginning of the following month. Jane says, well done, Pat. Jane, you are now number 1 fan. And as I say, you're all number 1 fans to me. You really are. Now, we've got to do this.
Oh, he's so hot.
Yes. And it's this. Tell me what you think of that. If I remember rightly, Dylan posted this on the Discord Elvis Pick of the Day thread and suggested it. And I thought, yeah, that is definitely a smoking hot photo. What do you ladies think? Rebel says, gorgeous photo. Margaret, smoking. Doreen says, I think I need a cold shower. I think I do, and that's just because it's so hot here. What a tease, says Pat Shepard. Congratulations, by the way, Pat. That's a cool shot from Elvis on tour, Steve. Yes, Vincenzo. No thoughts, just drool, says Juliana. Mrs. EAP, just gorgeous. Love him. Gorgeous Elvis. Rhubarb just shows hot flames. Jane, hot flames as well. Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Fiery photo. Yeah, fiery photo is right. David Lohman says black and white is better. Yeah, it's a nice black and white shot. I agree, David. Yeah. What else have we got? Margaret says, been roasting here, plays havoc with my COPD. Oh dear, yes, been sat in the house with the fan on, yeah. Rossi says, nobody posed like Elvis. Yeah, the mind boggles. Pinwheel jumpsuit. Yeah. Rebel says, would look good as an album cover. Yeah, I agree. It would look good as, say, the MSG cover or something like that. I never liked the Madison Square Garden cover the first time it came out. Juliana says the man did have a heck of a pair of legs. Yes. He, as I said earlier on, actually, he had everything, didn't he? He was a complete package. Doreen. But. She's mentioned the butt. Would look good on my wall looking down on me. There's going to be a water shortage after this photograph because everybody will be taking so many cold showers. He was just a heck of a man. Right. I think it's time I went over to Elvis.
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
Thanks so much to everybody that took part tonight. Took part in the quiz, took part in the phone calls, took part in commenting. You're just great. You really, really are. I couldn't wish for a nicer bunch of people. I really couldn't. As you can see, next show is next Sunday, July 20th. Until then, look after yourselves and take care of yourselves. And it's over to Al.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.